We're in Ocala, Florida. We're checking out a property that's $246,000, sitting on a quarter acre, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, no CDD, no HOA, just over 1,000 square feet. Let's dive right in. My name is Joe Denny Ogando. I'm a Central Florida realtor and a licensed mortgage account executive / broker. So I can help you with financing and I can help you with real estate. This channel is dedicated to all things real estate in Central Florida, as well as Florida as a whole. So I'm originally based out of the Orlando area, but today we're in Ocala, about an hour and a half away. So if you're looking to buy a home or sell a home or trying to see more things about real estate, then consider subscribing to this channel. Drop a like on this video, also drop a comment, let me know where you're watching from, and let's take a tour of this brand new construction home, 2024 model, over 1,000 square feet, sitting on a quarter acre lot, 3 beds, 2 bath, with no CDD and no HOA in Ocala, Florida. Let's go. As you can see from the outside of the property, you have some nice amount of land out here, beautiful green grass. You're sitting on about a quarter of an acre. Right now, this property, located in Ocala, Florida, is situated facing southwest. As far as area-wise, we're about an hour and a half away from Orlando. I just mapped out how far Disney is. We're about an hour and 45 minutes, depending on traffic. 2 hours if the traffic is really heavy. And we have lots of stores, restaurants, and shopping not too far from here. Buying a new construction home doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to do this on your own. So if you were to go on Google and type in new construction Ocala or new construction Orlando, you're gonna find a whole bunch of builders just offering different things. But if you just talk to a realtor, what happens is I'm able to separate all that information and focus on what's important while still trying to get you the best deal. So I want you to pause this video right now, get my contact information from somewhere on the screen or somewhere down in the description, and then come back and, play the rest of the video. So we have over 1,000 square feet to work with here. When you walk in, you have this open floor plan. So you have living room, dining, and you have kitchen all in one. What I really like is how the ceilings, they have kind of like this angle that goes up. So it makes the room feel much more bigger than it already is. So you have a nice, cozy kitchen. You have an island right over here, and what's awesome is it kind of like overflows a little bit. So if you want to put some stools over here, somebody could pretty much eat right off of this counter over here. It's the Formica laminate island countertop, so maybe upgrade it in the future, but it's not a bad color. And for a starter home, that's really good as well. You don't want to spend too much money when it's like your first home, you know? So while the countertops may not be premium, you actually have premium appliances. So you have stainless steel appliances, and you have a pretty nice sized pantry as well for all the snacks right over here. You have a 1-car garage, and you have the laundry area out here in the garage as well. So when you get the washer and dryer, you put it right out there. All this for under $250,000, currently priced at $246,000. What do you think so far? One of the awesome things about this floor plan is how they separate 2 of the bedrooms from the primary, which is on the other side of the house. So while you have people sleeping over here, you can have your privacy on the other side of the whole property. Right off of the primary, right where it's over here, you have access to the backyard as well. I wanted to touch briefly on the process of buying a home or what it costs to buy a property. So when you're buying a home, some of the things you have to think about are down payment and closing costs. So depending on what program you're going with, if you're going with a traditional FHA 3.5% down, you also have to factor in on closing costs as well, which can range anywhere from 3 to 5%. So in this scenario, let's take like a 7 to 8% number. If you were to get a house like this, let's say at $246,000, so let's say 246 times 8%, you'd be like right around 19,700. What's interesting is you may not have to pay that all. So a lot of the new construction, a lot of the sellers and a lot of the builders that are doing new construction homes, they like to factor in some concessions to help you buy the home, especially first-time home buyers. You may not have that much in savings, or you may not want to spend that much that you have saved up. And with the right realtor, we're able to negotiate, the best, discounts, the best concessions as well. Had a few recent sales where we got up to 22,000 off, 15,000 off, 10,000 off. There's one right now that we're working on that the property went down by about $67,000. So we're breaking records as far as like getting homes for, a good price. And then we also break records on selling home for a little bit over appraisal too, but that's a whole nother video and everything. So some of the things that actually go into buying a house are you have inspection fees, appraisal fees, there's credit report fees, there's lien searches, transaction fees. There's a whole bunch of other things as well as they prorate the taxes, and they also have the homeowner's insurance in there as well. Something that's really confusing, 2 things that are really confusing are with the homeowner's insurance and the property taxes. The property taxes, when you're looking on your own on Realtor.com, Zillow, all those websites, it is not going to be accurate for what it's going to be when it reassesses, when the property gets recorded at the county level or whatever. So when you're seeing those low property taxes, that could have been from when the house was just dirt, when basically they assessed just the dirt. And when you buy it, it gets reassessed, and about a year later, you're hit with this huge property tax bill, which is not actually a huge bill. It's the appropriate bill, but the expectations weren't set up front. And I've heard of a lot of horror stories of people that had to sell their house 1 year in because they weren't educated. So that's the difference between you going directly to the builder, who may not tell you all that, and their rep is going to try to get the sale, or going with an independent realtor who works with the builders, who's going to look out for you. Because I don't want to get that phone call in a year saying, yo, I can't afford the house anymore. That's not a good phone call to get. Another thing is with the homeowner's insurance. So with the homeowner's insurance, you usually prepay it up front for the year. So let's say the homeowner's insurance is $3,000 or $4,000 and you prepay it up front. What's going to be confusing is when you start seeing your mortgage, part of the mortgage is the homeowner's insurance as well. And you're probably thinking, well, I just prepaid this for the year. Why am I paying it again? Well, what actually happens, your loan servicer actually puts together or pulls from you taxes and homeowner's insurance every month, even though you prepaid it up front, for the following payment that's coming the next year. So you prepaid up front for the year, and then they start deducting it monthly. So it may seem like you're double paying for it, but you actually paid it once up front, and then you're preparing for the next payment that comes, I think usually around November, if I'm not mistaken. But that's pretty confusing as well when you're looking at your mortgage, because if you look at a closing statement and you see, okay, I'm paying $3,000 or $4,000 up front for the homeowner's insurance, why is that also in the mortgage if I paid it up front? It's because they're preparing it for the next year. The easiest way to get in contact with me is actually going on my website, www.joedenny.com, Jodenny. On my website, somewhere at the bottom is a link to my calendar. Now you could just call me or you could just text me or email me, but if you actually go into my calendar, I could set that time aside so we can have a discovery call. We could talk about what your goals are, what you're looking to do, and since I'm also a licensed mortgage account executive, I can actually also help you prepare for the financing. See, we don't do credit repair, but we have simulators for credit enhancement where I could tell you, okay, if you did this or you did that, it'll boost your score this much. Also, we have access to tons of down payment assistance programs. Like right now, starting in July, a down payment assistance program called Florida Hometown Heroes is coming back, where they're gonna allocate $100 million towards helping first-time home buyers. And what's interesting is they'll put up to $35,000 in your pocket to basically help you buy this house in the form of a second mortgage at 0% interest. Now they won't exceed $35,000 and it'll be up to 5% of the purchase price, but $35,000 is a really good deal with that Florida Hometown Heroes program. I actually had someone who closed on one not too long ago, and we were able to get the seller to also offer some concessions, so their out of pocket was literally zero. If you found any value in this, consider subscribing to the channel, drop a like on this video, drop a comment, let me know where you're watching from. And if you need help buying or selling real estate anywhere in Central Florida or Florida, just reach out to me.